Hello everyone, brief update in regards to California's Freedom Week in the Duncan versus Bonta, formerly known as Duncan versus Becerra court case. Before we get going though, I do want to say a quick thank you to everyone that supports this channel and a quick thank you to Merrick Health. They are a all-in-one telemedicine TRT hormone health optimization clinic. If you use code Reno10, it'll get you 10% off your first lab panel. I'm going to talk more about them at the end after this video is over, but I've had great results with them. I'm very happy to be working with them. Even though I'm not on TRT, I am very much in a much better position because of the work that I've done with them. Thank you for supporting this channel. For those of you that don't know, California had a ban on magazines like this, the normal standard capacity magazines. The Honorable Judge Roger T. Benitez said, hey, no, that's unconstitutional. That got appealed up to the Ninth Circuit, who said, yeah, that is unconstitutional. Then the Ninth Circuit heard it en banc, meaning that more judges piled into it, and then they said, no, it's not unconstitutional because, yeah, you know what, this level of scrutiny does apply. This is fine. Obviously, that's not good for us because many of us who legally possessed and attained magazines or obtained magazines during Freedom Week back in 2019 would be in a position where we would potentially have to, if we want to stay legal, and I'm not a lawyer, this is not legal advice, discard or modify these magazines to only hold 10 rounds. Now, obviously, my opinion is that you shouldn't get rid of these things. The whole point of buying things like that is to have them and not get rid of them and give them to the government. But many people wouldn't have the cojones or the testosterone production naturally occurring in their bloodstream to hold on to those things. So the people that are wondering, what do I do? Well, it seems as if right now we are currently in a holding pattern yet again. So for those of you that don't know, a unopposed motion to stay was filed by our side because we saw that this would be a terrible situation for people to have to discard their magazines because the Ninth Circuit en banc panel said, no, that is not unconstitutional, which could potentially leave a point where Judge Benitez has to relook at this case. It's kicked back down to him, and then these magazines would once again be illegal under the current California law. Our side, the gun owner's side, filed, and it was unopposed by the state to have this stay, this mandate postponed. So, appel's unopposed motion to partially stay issuance of the mandate granted. The mandate is partially stayed for a period of 150 days of this order. If the appels file a petition for certiorari in the United States Supreme Court during the period of the partial stay shall continue until final disposition by the Supreme Court. Now, I just said a lot of words, but what does that mean? Well, it means that our side has 150 days to appeal this to the Supreme Court. Obviously, this is going to get appealed to the Supreme Court. So once appealed to the Supreme Court, it no longer relies on that 150-day period, meaning that the Supreme Court has however long it takes for them to decide it. Now, you got to keep in mind a few things. New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin challenging the concealed carry scheme in New York is likely going to have some impact on this. We've seen several court cases be postponed and put on hold pending the decision because this court case will likely have some sort of effect on what allowance they have when it comes to evaluating your natural born rights. Now, previously, the state has tried to use intermediate scrutiny, meaning that basically if they can say, yeah, you know, well, we don't want these mags because we want to keep people from being able to shoot as many bullets at innocent bystanders. Even if they can't prove that it directly affects that without burdening your Second Amendment rights, that's what they've been getting away with. Hopefully, they are able to use the text, history, and tradition, which is what our side wants, so that would cause a reevaluation under certain parameters and certain rules, because apparently shall not be infringed is not clear enough. That would then be in a situation where this would get kicked back down to the Ninth Circuit, starting the process all over again. So if you're wondering, well, what sort of time frame should we expect? Years. Don't expect this to be resolved anytime soon. Moral of the story is this: keep your mags, don't get rid of them. You don't have to get rid of them now. Supreme Court is likely going to be faced with the decision of hearing or not hearing this case, at which point it will either get heard by the Supreme Court or get denied, kicked back down to the Ninth Circuit, hopefully because they would have to use a new set of standards to evaluate it, or the Supreme Court just chooses to take it and then says magazines cannot be regulated in such ways. Apparently shall not be infringed is not clear enough. Now, again, That's basically the gist of this video. I do want to say a quick thank you again to Merrick Health. Now, if those of you that don't know, I have been working out a lot recently and been trying to focus on my health and health optimization in a lot of ways. I was commenting on some videos from a YouTuber, Derek, More Plates, More Dates, and apparently he owns a health clinic, a men's and women's health optimization clinic known by Merrick Health. I commented on some of his videos, and his head medical director was actually familiar with my content and said, hey, you should reach out to him, see if he wants to work with us. They gave me a free blood panel test, and it was a ton of incredibly useful information. Knowing that my testosterone and hormone levels were all in balance, but seeing some other things that could be optimized just through diet and certain supplementation was super cool. I can honestly say that with their help, I've been able to take a much more active step towards living a healthier life, because it's very important to outlive your political adversaries, right? I'm fucking around. That's not the reason you should be living, but I really do enjoy the support that they've given me. If you're looking to lose weight, build muscle, just get checked out. Even if you don't think you have a hormonal imbalance, it's a good idea to just go ahead and get checked in, get that baseline information so that later on down the road, you have a better idea of what's going on. Because so for me, if my testosterone levels were at 700 the other day, but then a few years down the road, I get tested again and it's at like 400, that's a pretty concerning difference. We should maybe evaluate that, take some proactive steps. So for me, I think it's a really cool service. Reno 10 will save you 10% off on your first blood work panel. I'm super happy to be working with them. I got a couple of my friends signed up with them and they're having great results as well. Again, thank you everyone that supports this channel and gives me opportunities like this. You guys know the drill. Have fun, be safe, stay dangerous. Peace.